What shoe?
I don't think you had shoes
But
on.
they have a briefcase. I'm not a briefcase wanker. No way. You
No,
said
we went out for that meal on New Year.
Welcome to episode 2 of Hard Truths, where I am joined with my wife Dee. I guess behind every strong man, there's a strong woman. Yes, it's obviously awkward. It's our first ever. Well, it's a podcast episode, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess
together. So yeah, I mean, I just want us to chat and talk. I guess whether it'll be entertaining for some people, it may not be. Talk about family, running a gym, starting a business. And just the stress it can put on us, both with business and kids, I guess. So obviously running a gym, it's not like a 9-to-5 job, is it?
No, I think being with anyone that owns a business is hard.
Yes.
Because even though it is good, you've got to pick your own hours and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the same. If you had a 9-to-5, I know you're setting off to work at that time in the morning, and you're getting home at that time of night, and you have your weekends off. But it's not. Sometimes I'll think you're off. Right. And then you're like, no, I'm off in. And in your head, you've planned that. Yeah.
I talked to someone actually the other day that having these 2 days off for Easter is great. I remember when I said to you, I was sat in the living room and I had 2 days off before. And I'm looking at TV and I went,
didn't want to go back.
No, but I said this. I said, what do people, I looked around and I went, what do people do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Are we just watching TV all weekend?
Yeah, but that's because you're not used to it.
Yeah.
I think if you knew you had them 2 days off every week, you'd plan something, wouldn't you? Like we sort of, most of the time plan stuff when we know you're definitely going to be off.
Yeah, I think as well, the person I was speaking to, she said that people on weekends would more than likely do the cleaning and job. And then I flipped it, I said to her, I said, well, that's quite impressive. That's quite a good thing for us. That's a boost for us because I work the hours I work and then I don't get weekends as well. So for you to do everything at home and do the cleaning and look after family and kids and stuff, I think what we do is something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's normal now though. I think when we first opened the gym, it was hard, and then each time something changed, it was hard. So we got the gym.
Yeah.
I worked obviously part-time, came in when I wasn't working, and then we got an apprentice, and that was another change. So we had to deal with that because you was actually in with an apprentice. They didn't work on their own.
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
So so that didn't even really make much of a difference hours-wise. But then we got pregnant. That was a change. Luna came. That was a change. Like each change, it's been hard, and I think I think it's taken a while.
Do you think it's got hard? Like every change that we have, do you think it gets harder?
It did at one point, but now I feel like it's actually. I don't know. For me personally, I find it hard. I find change hard. And I feel like at one point we were back and forth all the time, like, well, why you need to have time off? And do you know what I mean?
And I was like, I need to work.
Yes, and I think now it's a good balance.
Yeah, because we can't, I think it's routine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It was like if you stopped, like we've got Freddie, and that's a big help with the hours. Yeah. And then when Freddie qualifies and he'll be like PTing or doing his own thing here, that's then an adjustment.
Yeah, because there's going to be more hours to
I think we know now. I think when we first started, both of us, it was just something new. Whereas now, like I know when Freddie qualifies, you're obviously going to be here more than me, but it is going to be like back to the long hours for a little bit.
Yeah, we know how much of a good opportunity is for someone, but a massive thing it is for us to give us time.
Yeah, like even though we're helping them, I don't think they actually realise how much it helps us.
Yeah. And I mean, look, an apprentice for a level 3 qualification, it costs nearly £3,000 if you're doing it legit, not doing it online. Whereas online, you could do it in whatever it is, a month, less than that, and you can pay next to nothing. But we all know that the difference in quality. So for somebody that wants to be a PT, the apprenticeship is the way, innit?
Yeah.
But again, like I said, it helps us. We give them hours, we pay them hours.
Yeah, it's both, isn't it?
And they pay nothing.
Yeah.
They don't pay up to the cost, so it's a win for them.
Yeah. Yeah, like it is a big thing for them, and then that little bit, the hours, what they're giving back is like a big thing.
So you found it, so obviously finding it hard at the beginning and then...
I think I found it hard for quite a while. Like, I think, because we went from lockdown to that, I think, didn't we? it was pretty much straight from lockdown into that. I always worked part-time anyway, so we spent a lot of time. I think we met, and then a few months after it was lockdown.
Yeah.
And I think I got so used to spending so much time together.
Yeah.
And then we went into this business that was 9 till 9 every day. So obviously we didn't have anyone at first.
No.
So it was like, it was hard. I think it was definitely hard.
And it was actually longer than 9 till 9 because of all the hours I put in trying to build the gym.
Like, before,
like transforming
it. Yeah.
I was how many days were there till midnight?
Yeah.
And not only that, moving gyms. So again, you're right. Going from stage to stage, it gets harder, doesn't it? But like moving gym to this bigger gym, I was running that gym whilst transforming this gym.
Yeah.
I know I was doing both things whilst you was at home with the family, and I was coming home late at 12 o'clock and I was eating late. And yeah, man, it tough that.
2019.
Was it after the first lockdown or before the first lockdown and we met each other?
No, before. It was like the start. We weren't on like lockdown or anything. But it wasn't long after.
Sorry to obviously go after. What do you say I wore when I first met you?
You don't think you wore them because you think it's a shitty outfit and you don't remember you wore them. You had them blue, like with the Adidas. They had a striped outside tracky pants, the shiny ones.
Yeah.
And then a turtleneck.
I remember that turtleneck. That was a black, like, it had like...
Were it black? Were it not the red one?
Was it the burgundy
I don't know, it
one?
might have been the burgundy one.
Yeah. Just that then. And did I have we're wearing trainers, not shoes. Not with tracky bottoms. Surely not shoes.
I don't think you had shoes.
But I didn't have a briefcase. I'm not a briefcase wanker, no way.
We went out for that meal on New Year.
That were it,
and you came out. What were it? You came out and I
my laptop, or would it my wash kit for?
It was so obviously
because they were staying over, maybe.
Say it were a laptop case.
Little.
No, it wasn't all like that. It must have been for like laptop or something.
Yeah,
and after we were going out for a meal, and I thought you had it. It's okay.
Not a briefcase.
A briefcase. Yeah. My God, I'm not going to be. What am I going to do? I thought I can't go in there. We're off to Miller and Carter. I thought I can't go in there with a briefcase.
No. Definitely not. No, I was getting on to the kids really. Obviously met him when he was about 9, but looking back at videos of Finlay.
Well, were he 8 and then he turned, well, no, you won't have met him.
He's so small, he's shot up now, he's nearly...
Yeah, and his voice.
Size of me. And
he's so different. You don't think it is until you look back at videos, do you?
No. So yeah, obviously we've got 2 kids, and when Luna was born, pregnant whilst I was setting up the first gym, wasn't you? And
no, we were already in the gym.
Was we?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And then Luna came along, and that was her first gym, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Balancing that is just, I mean, I don't want to get onto this all the time, but it's important because it's so important because business is different for so many different people. But for us, running a gym, it takes up all your energy to motivate everybody. And when you come home and there's kids there and there's you there, sometimes you don't want to even speak to anyone.
Yeah, you don't want to talk.
And I think that we found hard to adjust to, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think for you. And even my own training, going into training in the gym, finding the motivation to train myself is hard.
Yeah.
And then you've got to look at it from the kid's point of view. Like, having a newborn baby, you've got to be quite energetic and, you know, make them happy, make them laugh, make them do stuff. The walking, buggy push, late nights. She didn't sleep well, did she?
I don't think she's ever... Well, I think we disagree on this.
Well,
I think some people ask like, "Oh, she's sleeping."
No, when she's had, when she she had an early morning when she wakes up early. I'm like, Luna's been up early because I'm walking around like this, like as
no. But if you actually think about the amount of times you've said that, she's a good sleeper in the sense that I feel like she has a good few weeks where she'll go to bed at like 7, 8, and she won't get up till morning.
Yeah,
and then she'll just go through this weird phase, maybe like once a month.
Yeah,
getting up at 2:30. 3.
Yeah,
but that's been for a while.
Yeah, but when she was first born, she was waving and she wasn't saying anything. She was waving, clapping on command and things like that. Mm-hmm. You probably know where I'm going with this, but she would do quite a lot of stuff that most babies would do.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you agree with me, but I believe she had some injections and she kind of changed, didn't she? Maybe because of the injections, I don't know.
I personally don't think that that's what caused it, but there is obviously people that do think that it can cause... I don't know if there's... research, I don't know.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Like, I've had injections in the military. I have to have injections. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I'm just going off old videos before the injections.
Yeah.
And to after the injections, she relapsed.
No, she got ill.
Yeah.
I don't think it's from the injections, but I think it must have just been around the same time. And they said, didn't they, that obviously we're talking about autism.
Yeah.
Said that. Yeah. So I think they said when we had the meeting with nursery that she was ill, and that's the point that we think that she obviously started regressing. Yeah. And they said it's not necessarily that caused it, but like she has it and she was always gonna like regress or something that sort of thing. But that can like trigger it to start. So something, I don't know if something triggers it to start. Yeah. If that makes any sense. But
she was ill though, wasn't she?
Yeah. She had a cold and a runny nose and then she wiped it into her eye. Yeah. Then she got conjunctivitis. Yeah. That was horrendous.
That was bad. Finley's great, He's very independent and we've got some great family around us. We're lucky and blessed enough to live so close to your mum, your grandma, your sisters help out. It is really handy to have them so close to helping.
Yeah, 100%.
And Finley he's quite independent now. He can do his own things. He wants to play football now as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's done.
And he can help us and stuff.
Yeah. Do you find like he's changed a lot? He's changed in his behaviour. If he took part in something, do you think he deals better with the failure aspect?
I think as he's getting older, I don't know if that's a bit of an age thing, and then obviously the way we are.
Yeah.
I think we've probably changed. I think a lot of people's mindset now has changed where you know how to like talk to them, and rather than them being upset and then you being like, well, you getting upset with them.
Yes. Yeah.
You sort of can talk them down.
Yeah.
And just, so he has got a bit better. He still obviously has his moments because he's a teenager, isn't it? But definitely got better.
Yeah.
He's a bit of he don't like losing, does he?
No one, the thing is, right, I said this to him the other day, I says, no one likes losing. The difference between myself, probably you and him, I don't know what Luna will be like, no idea, but me growing up, if I ever lost at a game, I wouldn't stop till I won it.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Do you know what I
wouldn't even take part.
You wouldn't take part.
If I knew I was going to win, I wouldn't even take part.
This is the thing, right?
It's not the losing though, for me. It's, I think I was quite shy. Yeah. So it's more the embarrassment. I didn't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I feel very like, that rush of like adrenaline, I hate it.
Really?
Yeah, not for that anyway. For some stuff maybe, like if I'm getting a tattoo. But like, but not for stuff like that. Like Total Warrior or Three Peaks. That's not fun.
We did it though.
Oh, the Total Warrior were fun, but
you did them both.
Not fun. I know.
And do you remember? You're like, I don't know if I can do them.
No, I'd say that now. I'd still be like, I don't know if I can do it again.
But when you did it, were you glad you did it?
Yeah, I am. I'm always glad I've done it. But
I think this is the thing with Finlay. Once you've done it, it's the doing it. Yeah, it's the doing it.
But I think sometimes I just need to not rant about it, because that's not the right word. But just be worried about it, and just let me be worried. Just ignore me.
Who, me?
Yeah, maybe just ignore me while I'm on the lead up to it.
But I don't want you to, I feel you'd regret it, which you might say I might do, I might not do. But then that kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
Because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to support you and push you on to better things. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds a bit cheesy, that, but I think it's important that we've got to keep challenging each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's it like being mum to lunatic? No, how is it? Because obviously we've touched on it a bit before, and you've mentioned it, but having autism. Do you know what it is? And I'm being true. This is why we're doing this. Is I find it hard saying the word autism. Hard saying she's autistic.
Yeah,
is that normal? Is that?
Well, yeah, but it depends why. Because I feel like that, but I only feel like that because there's so many people that judge you or judge your child or believe it's not a thing.
Yeah.
And I think with me, that's why I want to get her diagnosed.
Yeah.
She's obviously been referred, because she shouldn't have to be diagnosed.
No.
She's got autism. We know she has.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's more,
I think that's
to be like, we've got the diagnosis, because people like someone was saying today that they were speaking to someone and they were like, oh, some people, they say that they've got it in the hand. And that is true. There's so many people that lie about it or exaggerate the symptoms, but they're the people that make it hard for like us, where she is genuinely, I mean, anyone could just spend time with her and you'd know. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think, well, for me, that's why I don't like saying it.
I agree with you. I think that's pretty bang on that.
I only really say it if like someone's trying to speak to her and then they're like, oh, why is she not talking?
Yeah, but I feel like if I said that to someone, she's autistic, I feel like they go,
yeah, I know.
That's what I feel like. Like, I don't know if I say something like this, I say, we're having a look at, because she might be a little bit autistic. I say that. No, but I don't know why I do. I just need to be more blunt. Like,
it depends what situation, like hospital, I say it. And again, I hate saying it because they probably do have a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, people do have it, don't they?
Autism's on the rise. We all know this, don't we?
No, but it's not on the rise. I think it's just that no one, when we were younger, and then obviously all the generations before, no one got diagnosed. No one, like if you had autism, you would literally be put into a home.
Do you think?
Have you not seen them? Like it's like an asylum. Like you just get put in a home. Like it's like you were crazy and you had something wrong. Yeah.
Right.
But now, obviously, it's like it's not. It was always there.
So Luna will be in there chewing chalk.
Yeah, should be tied to a radiator in a straight jacket.
Yeah.
It's not that it's like, and I think that's what people think it is, that everyone's got it, and it's like a lot of people have it, older people as well, but they just didn't get diagnosed because I suppose they might not know what it was. They thought they were like just had something wrong with them.
Yeah. Well, you said that about me, that I've ADHD, autism, what's the other one? Bipolar, schizophrenic. But I, like you said, back then when we were younger, wasn't really, even maybe coming into the scene when we were younger.
Because I think,
maybe.
like me, the stuff that I did growing up, and I think you just think, oh, we'll just sell war, we'll just shy, whatever, and it's not. It's like, actually, I don't think that was normal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you find it hard with Luna?
Yeah, obviously. But
I find it hard.
Yeah, but I think it's, before we had her, if you gave us a child and they were like, this is what your child's going to be like, just look after him for a day, I'd be like, I can't do this.
I know.
But you just do it, don't you? Because that's...
And Jesus Christ, we are not the worst off.
No.
We are lucky out.
There's harder children.
Yeah.
Not in a nasty way, but there are. But I think in different ways, like the stuff Luna does that other children won't do, and that's harder. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's differences. I
think we're lucky and we should appreciate things, but in the same breath, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean...
So you were just going out somewhere for the day.
Well, people think that when we say no, it's like we genuinely, there's times we just cannot do it.
Yeah, it's not even, because we would go and then the day would be fine. It's like, see, and it's like, no, but it is actually it's still stressful.
Well, throw that into the mix of, for yourself, like anxiety and depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Throw that child to a parent that's got them kind of things in an atmosphere where there's other parents or other people that are looking down the nose at you. Like,
it's like
a disaster.
You almost have to, like, it's like you can't have anxiety.
I know.
Like, you have anxiety, but you can't have it because
yeah.
You literally would just be a hermit.
Yeah.
We won't be able to go out anywhere. And I think sometimes people might think that about me in the sense that I do a lot of stuff when you're off rather than, I mean, I do stuff with family members and stuff, and I know that people don't really understand, like, you need to start going out and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but I have other people there if they're going out, if they're coming with me, and they're a massive help, but it's still on you because she sometimes just wants me. Like, if she's having a meltdown or something's happening, it's like, people can help you, but sometimes it's not. So it's easier when you are there because you can both take it in turns. Like, one of you deals with whatever. I get stressful for you swap.
Yeah. It's like that, isn't it? Swapping.
Yeah. And it's,
to help each other out.
It's everything else. It's not even just the day and what she's going to be like and is she going to enjoy it. Is there somewhere she can run off? Is there food there that she's going to eat?
Yeah. Is there a drawer she's going to open?
Yeah, is there something she's going to eat off the floor?
That's the big thing for me. That is a stressful thing. You know what I'm like with cleanliness? I'm a bit weird with stuff like that. But like, if she was to go into a room, I wouldn't want her to touch anything on the floor, touch any handle that's on a drawer. I'd be like, oh my God, it's just pure panic the whole time. Yeah. That's what I feel. And I guess that's anxiety for me. Yeah.
It's just that stress level. You just always have to be on alert. And I know people help and they're like, she'll be fine, or we'll do this. It's like, I don't think some people realise how much you have to actually watch her. Even at home, you can't just go do something.
Having her in the back garden,
you'd
have the door open, and instantly the first thing she's doing is banging door.
Yeah,
like this, isn't she?
Yeah. And then you've got to tie the door.
So we tied the door with a bit of cable, and then what's she doing? She's inside and she's doing drawers.
Yeah.
So then you put them latches on. 3.5, and she's still opening drawers.
Yeah.
You can't, like, you know, you have drawers where you just put letters and stuff in a cutlery, and then you've got washer on. She's going up to wash it down, turn it down. But the thing is, what's so frustrating is she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand. We can say it till we're blue in the face. No. And I say this quite a lot to a lot of people, that because I think when I say she's going up to down, in the back of their head, they sat there and thinking, well, just tell her.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Do I tell her or do I not tell her?
I think that's what it is, when it's like, you just need to do this. It's like, yeah, maybe to a child that's like, that doesn't have autism,
Yeah.
that will work.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll tell her no with a stern face and she thinks it's a game.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's like you have to find ways to communicate with her.
Yeah.
You have to find a way that she's going to actually understand you. Because obviously she doesn't, there is certain stuff she doesn't understand. Well, I think she understands no, but she doesn't at the same time. Like she laughs.
Yeah.
Like she'll be doing something, she'll be laughing.
Yeah.
It's because sometimes when she realises this is actually wrong, she'll get upset.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I do think there is other elements that kids are playing up as well.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Yeah, like she'll be doing something, you say no to her, she's laughing, she's being a little bugger. Like, you know.
Yeah, because she has autism, but she's still a toddler. She's still a 3.5-year-old.
That's what did she do with me the other day? You're not going to say that it was your phone.
Yeah.
She obviously got your phone, sat there on my phone, and obviously I'm not giving her any attention. And she stood literally from me to you away, maybe a bit further. She just launched it, hit me in the head.
She's
Your
like that
phone.
with you a bit though, because I think you like razz her up. So she comes up to you and does it, but then she does it in a way.
But she was
that's
laughing.
quite-
No, but she laughing.
Yeah, but I
right
don't
now.
I think, so you're going up to her, you're tickling her, and obviously you're doing it to an extent that's not going to hurt her or anything.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand that. So she's like, oh, I'm razzing my dad, I'm just going to launch it.
But the new thing is she goes like that down my top.
Yeah.
You know, like tries to tickle me. So I do it back and she's just in hysterics.
Yeah, she finds it hilarious.
The reason I razz her, one, it's character building, but no, two, she laughs at me.
Yeah.
Like, and it can get emotional, which I won't do, but that's the only thing I get from her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get hello. I don't get, do you want this? Can I hold your hand, daddy? I don't get any of that. She's 3.5.
Yeah.
I get a laughter. Right,
I think
tough,
she does.
man.
She's getting better. She's getting like, not better. What's the word? Like she's doing a lot more.
She's
and
looking
different
at you
stuff.
more.
Yeah, she's making
Yeah.
more eye contact. I think she's 100% recognises certain people when they come in.
Yes. Yeah.
And like, she's definitely, and she gets excited when certain people come and she seems like she's interacting and she's playing.
If I say hand, she'll go like that.
Yeah.
Put her hand up. If I say give us a kiss, that's nice that she
Or like,
understands
yeah,
the
it's
words.
like little phrases she does definitely understand. She's getting better.
The more, obviously, it's important that, and we get told this all the time, that you keep saying them. But that's again hard, isn't it? That you keep saying them.
Yeah, because I think sometimes you forget, like, obviously they say to help her with the speech to just talk 24/7.
Yes, yeah.
But sometimes it's like you go, not numb, but you sort of like, obviously she never talks back. So it is hard to do that when you're talking to someone all day and they just don't reply.
Yeah, and you're doing fantastic with the D. Like, we both are. She'll be proud. Like, she's happy.
Yeah.
I said this to someone the other day. I says, yes, she's hard, really hard at times, but she's happy. Isn't she?
Yeah, so many people say that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so nice.
Yeah.
Like, because I do think like you can tell
Yeah.
like she's happy.
I had a moment with you the other day, didn't I? About 4 days ago, and I'm like, it's just too hard for me. It's too much. I can't do it anymore.
But again, what were we doing? We was literally at my mum's in the back garden, and she was trying to get into the front garden. And obviously, that's a bit, it's not open, there's a gate, but it's on the road. And it's like, then she was kicking off, and
there's no chill.
No, and I think that's what
chill.
it is. Like, this is the whole thing about going out. Yes, we can go out, but going out all the time, it's like, it's too much. It's just too much.
And that, when you say go out, it's not going out us drinking. It's like going out.
Going out with
meal.
Luna, yeah.
Like going out, it's just too hard. At times.
It's like anywhere you go or anything you do, it's like you have to cater to Luna.
Yeah.
You have to. That's it. You can't not because.
Yeah. But I'm obviously a big believer in thinking positive, and we look back at old footage of me, and I was 3.5, and I was first saying my first word.
Yeah.
And how many people, especially she's very similar to me.
Yeah.
Like, enough spitting image.
And she makes so much sound.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't pronounce my words properly. I was doing stuff that are very similar to what Luna does. And I do believe that the more she grows up, the more she'll develop.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people have said that she's brainier than you think? You know?
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
She's crafty, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Sometimes I think, you know what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Like even little stuff like she'll pull you, like, because that's obviously her communication, hand leading. So she'll get you up and then she'll sit in your seat. It's like she's just done that on purpose.
Yeah, and she's clever because we've said words and what did I say? If you say, what was that time I said that? I said, if you say this, then I won't go to work or something, I said.
Get with bed.
That were it.
And she said it.
And she just went, bedtime.
Sometimes she'll do something and I'll just think, is that a coincidence or is that her actually
like she's playing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Playing us.
I'm like, you can speak. I say that all the time, like, she can speak. She just can't be asked.
I just talked to like, no, you don't fancy a brew? Yeah. Actually, the gym is a big part of my life. But what do you think that, because when we first opened, like 90% of our members were women, weren't it? When we first opened. And most of them were clients, and then they built into more and more memberships. What do you think like a woman wants from a gym coming in? Because obviously I'm a man, but I don't know what women want.
Yeah.
So I only try to listen to people, and if they say certain things, that'd be a good idea, then I try and change stuff. I mean, what do you think a woman wants from a gym?
Everyone's different, but
Yes.
like a lot of the main thing that people do, well, women do say, I think, when joining, is that they don't want to, I guess, they feel a bit intimidated walking in.
Yeah.
They feel like people are going to look at them or judge them or whatever. I think as well, me personally, obviously not now because we own the gym and we obviously speak to people, but
Yeah.
some people don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but I do think you get a vibe off someone. Like, there is obviously people that come in and they're now friends because they've
And
been
they talk and say
yeah,
hello
they've been
and-
chatting.
yeah.
But I do think if you start talking to someone, you know, it's not like overboard. They will chat to them, but I think a lot of people they'll know if they just want to get on with training or if they want to have a chat.
Of course.
But yeah, I think it's that, and obviously, even if you came in here and you was the only woman training at that time, and there was a lot of male members, I don't feel like anyone feels intimidated. Like, I don't feel like there's anyone that basically, I've been to gyms before and you just get absolute creeps.
But why do you think that is?
I think because if we had that scenario or situation, or if anything like that happened, we would 100% address it with that member, however we needed to. Whereas I don't feel like a lot of gyms do. It's like they hide because they don't dare
Approach
they
that
don't,
member
yeah,
or-
and they're like, oh, I'll leave it to someone else to deal with. But it can put you off going.
Yeah.
I used to go to a gym, and there was someone that just used to. It were actually someone that worked there,
Yeah.
and I'd have my headphones on. They'd constantly come try to chat to me and be like, "Oh, come do this class, come do this workout. Oh, I can help you out." And it just felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, just tell them, you should just be able to say, but not everyone feels like they
No,
can,
definitely.
and it can stop you from going.
From going.
Because you're just worried that you're going to see that person and just be hounded.
I mean, sometimes people stop coming to the gym, and that makes me paranoid.
Yeah.
What's the reason?
Yeah.
Why have they stopped? And what do? I'll message them.
Yeah.
I'll message them straight away, and I'll find out what's going on.
But I do hope
Nothing's
that
going
I
on,
think
it's
people
just-
know that they can come to us. One of
And
us.
that's the thing. They would come to us, and they tell me that.
Yeah.
They'd come to us. And I think when you join other gyms,
You don't see staff, I think, sometimes. I know I said that person, obviously that was a member of staff, but I think higher up people, you don't really see them around.
So the other
and they're not
gyms
very
you've joined, do you know
approachable.
the owners of them?
No, well, some of them are not.
They're not
Like
the
ours is
franchises
obviously,
and
so
stuff.
people are not really approachable.
Yeah.
People are just working there because it's just to pay the bills, which I get,
Yeah.
but they're not really interested in doing the job. And I think in certain places like a gym, you need to be interested in what you're doing.
Gosh, I think with personal training, that's happening more and more. People think it's an easy job,
Yeah.
don't they? And they can just qualify and jump straight onto online training.
Getting client. Well, yeah, a lot of people
online
do
training.
that now, don't they? Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, we were only talking about this today. Like AI, you can literally write yourself your own program through
Yeah.
AI. You don't need a personal trainer.
I think if someone has been a personal trainer, been on a gym floor and worked in a gym, and then they go on to online, that's pretty
like
normal.
kind of like earning the stripes kind of thing. They've worked to that
Yeah,
point.
I don't understand. I mean, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not trained in that, but I just don't understand how you can do a course and then go straight onto online. How can you be an online coach when you've never trained someone face to face?
And not never trained that person. So like if I've never trained you before, and I said to you, right, you want an online plan because you want to save some money, and you're a bit awkward, whatever your reasons are. And I said, right, I need you to squat this, I need you to do this.
Yeah, what if you didn't know the exercise?
You might say, well, I don't know the exercise.
Yeah.
You might do it thinking you're doing it right.
Well, before I met you, I didn't even know that. I mean, I just used to go on treadmill. And if I did do any sort of machine, I'd just go on like one leg machine and I'd think, oh, that's enough.
Yeah.
Or I didn't really understand even like reps and sets and weights and going up weights and just anything, didn't understand that. So I think, yeah, how can you, if you've never met that person, they might not know a certain exercise and they're like, what they're going to do.
Obviously, before I met you, Dee, you were suffering with depression and anxiety, something that I've learned to adjust to and understand more since being with you. I don't know if you want to discuss or chat more about that.
I don't know if I suppose everyone learns sort of in their own way how to manage it.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the minute I am on medication, but I've been for a while. I did stop that for a while. But then I think I stopped it way before I was pregnant with Luna. And then when I was pregnant, obviously it was a bit like different doctors said different things. I just decided not to take it because I started feeling anxious again. But obviously that's like hormones and stuff.
Did it help not taking it? Was it better?
So I stopped taking it because I started to feel like numb. I think a lot of people are the same, where it's like you have no emotion. You don't cry. You don't feel anything. It's like you're a robot. And I think I only really stopped because I kept forgetting it, and I thought, oh, I might as well just stop. And then when I fell pregnant with Luna, I did want to go back on it because I was starting to feel anxious again. But then, like I said, one doctor said it was fine, other doctor said no, you can't. So I just ended up not taking it. But I find pregnancy hard. I found it hard with Finlay and I found it hard with Luna.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like if you already suffer with anxiety, I think anyone has them feelings in pregnancy because of your hormones. But I think obviously add anxiety and things on top of that, and it's just.
When did you first realise you had anxiety? What?
I think I've had it a very long time, but didn't know what it was. I think it was more just thinking it was just my personality.
Yeah.
I can't really remember, to be honest, like what point.
Do you think they work hand in hand with depression, like anxiety and depression?
It's hard to know which is which, because for me, I get like anxious in certain situations, but on another level, like a lot of people get anxious about certain things, but it was starting to like creep in day to day.
Yeah.
And then I started having panic attacks, and I've never had a panic attack before. So I think that's also what like made me go and go to the doctors.
Was that before you met me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen you have a panic attack. Ever?
No, probably not. No. I don't really. I feel like I do know when it's coming on now.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really had one for a while, I don't think. Well, I haven't had a full one because I feel like I know when it's coming on. I know when I'm starting to get panic.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just nothing that sets it off. Like a shop, you could be in a shop. Like when we was in A&E the other day with Luna, I got too hot. Luna was crying. Obviously, her lip wouldn't stop bleeding, and I was just getting really like, I don't know, agitated, and I felt like I could feel it. I think because I was getting too hot as well. I was like,
I think a tell for you is when you do this. What do? You touch your ear? Or you
no, do that. That's when I'm annoyed. I'm like,
I'm like, I'm out the room as soon as you're doing that.
Don't speak.
I said to finish it. Don't bother your mum.
No, that's when I'm irritated. No, I think I know now. Like I'm like, right, you're going to end up having a panic attack. I think you can talk yourself into a panic attack sometimes if you overthink it.
I think if you're thinking that way not all the time, but if you're thinking about something, it's going to bring it on. It's like that manifesting.
Yeah.
I say this to people quite a lot, actually. I say, how many times do you think of a person? I haven't seen so in a while. Yeah. And then you go out and you see them.
Yeah.
How many times does that happen? So if you're thinking about, if I go to that hospital now, I'm going to get a panic. And then it comes on, doesn't it? Yeah, like
this is why I think I started on medication again, because it was starting to, like, day-to-day stuff that was so easy and normal would just ruin my life.
Yeah.
Having an appointment in town on say the Friday, I'd be thinking about it from the Monday, and I'm like, where am I going to park? What's the traffic going to be like?
Yeah.
What if I can't find anywhere to park? What if someone crashes into me?
Yeah.
What time do I need to set off? And it's like, when you actually think about it, I'm like, this is actually ridiculous now. Like, I can't actually go on like this. So obviously that's why I decided to go back in, because for so long I was like, I don't need the medication. I don't want to be on medication. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you just want to try and do it naturally, but
it's like a worry, constant worry.
That's another thing. It's hard to talk about sometimes or tell people, because then everything is because of that. And sometimes it's not. Like, I could be worried about something, but to me it's just a normal worrying, like, oh, stop being ridiculous. you're just worrying because you've got anxiety, and it's like, that actually isn't that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
and it's
yeah.
like, that just gets blamed for everything.
Yeah.
Or if, like, say we're having a disagreement, it's because you've got anxiety.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, well, I haven't, this isn't an anxiety thing at this point. And it is, that's why I think it's hard for people to talk about, because then you just, everything's just, it's because you've got anxiety. Because sometimes I feel bad sometimes because people are worried for me. They'll be like, I didn't really want to tell you because I know that you get anxious. And I'm like, I don't want people to think that. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, I don't want anyone to think that they can't ask me to go out. Like, because I feel like now I've got to a point where I don't obviously want to let it stop me from doing certain things, but if I know that it's just something that I don't want to do, or I'm just not going to, I know that I'm not going to deal well with, I will just be like, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
No. Do you think there was a stage in your life that kicked it off a little bit more? Do you think that the whole anxiety and depression, do you think there was a certain stage that caused it?
I do think I've always had it, because I remember when I was younger having worries about, I don't know, getting a bus or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think, there's probably certain triggers now from things that have maybe happened.
Triggers from like past relationships, or right. Obviously you was in an abusive relationship, and I'm sure you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah. I think
how hard was that?
It's weird when you're in it, when you get out of it, and then like now it's like 3
stages.
I think you have the relationship, which is obviously bad, but you don't realise how bad it is, I don't think, when you're in it. And then you first get out of it and you think, like, you still don't realise how bad it was. And then it's like, in fact, maybe like even 4, to be honest. Then you realise, and then you're having to like heal from it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then now when you're like, that were actually really bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you didn't think it was that bad when you was in that relationship?
No.
Not
at all.
Was people telling you that? Did people see it?
Not some of the stuff. I think, I don't think I ever really spoke. No, I didn't really tell anyone, like, this happened last night. I'd tell like the arguments, and I think I told more the psychological abuse, like the mental abuse, like the.
Is that what it more was based on then? So there was
both. Yeah.
Okay. And how often was it? Was it?
Yeah, I think quite a lot. Everything, like going out, everything would just Obviously there were good points, because that's why you end up staying in it, because the good points are really good. But I think it was just the whole. Yeah,
that's crazy. It's something I've not experienced, and it's something I've not. Obviously, I'd never inflict on anyone else. So I think it's quite powerful that you can speak about it, and to look at you now is just, to what I'm hearing, is so different and so vast. It's something you should be proud of. And it's something I'm proud of you for doing it. You know what I mean? And talking about it as well, because it can't be easy. I think anybody that goes through abuse and an abusive relationship is going to struggle.
I think it does. I don't think it ever, because you see people and it's like healing from it, but I don't know if you are ever. I just think there's always something in your brain. Well, trauma, it's like any sort of trauma, isn't it, I guess. Like, I don't know what you like the army and stuff. There's obviously stuff there that you go through, and it stays with you, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't think about it every day, but there's moments. Isn't there? Yeah. Like there's moments that bring it on. Yeah. Like you said, triggers.
Yeah. There's still stuff. There is still. It is better now, but for a long time there's loads of different stuff that like trigger, and it's weird stuff as well. Like if you, I mean, you don't really go out, so maybe that's why it's not a big trigger in our relationship. But if you ever go out, and I obviously go to bed before you're home, I feel like I can't sleep. That I can't get to sleep.
Why? Are you worried? Would you be worried for me, or would you be worried about?
No, because obviously in that relationship, they would come back on a night out, and that would just be hell. We'd just argue. Obviously, not even argue. We'd just get something would like start from nothing. So in my head, obviously I know that you don't ever come back and do that, but in my head it's like my body's waiting for it. Not in my head, it's like my body.
Yeah.
It's so
weird.
strange.
Yeah.
It's like a nervous feeling.
I find with you as well that timings, if I get my timings off or wrong, if I say, I'm just nipping to the gym to do this job, I'll take about an hour.
Yeah, but I think that's a bit of an autistic thing.
And it takes about 2 hours.
Yeah, but that's like I don't think that's anything to do with that, with like trauma. I think that's just...
Well, for me, autistic thing.
No, me, like, I think that's just I don't even know what that is. Maybe that's an anxiety thing. I don't know. But I think it is because I worry about you in that scenario. So if you go somewhere and you're like you're going to pick up a piece of equipment and you say, I'm only going to be an hour, and it's past an hour and you don't ring me or contact me, I'm like, is that a car accident?
1 hour, 50.
I'm like, is that a car accident?
1 hour, 5 minutes.
I'm like, it's had a car accident, he's dead. They won't know to ring me, because why would they know to ring me? And I'm not going to know. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. So I think that's an anxiety thing, the timing. Or it's just more, that's what I'm mentally prepared. If you said to me, I'm off to work, I don't know what time I'm coming home, I'd be like, fine. But if you said, I'm off to work, I'm coming back in an hour, and it was 3 hours, I'd be like, fuming. Yeah.
See, now I was never with you when I was in the military, and I was in 5 years, and I'd only come home at weekends. Could you imagine?
I know. But then I'd know that. I think it's the not knowing that I don't like. I need to know. And I think it is like there were some weekends where they call it getting dick for guard. It's like being put on a guard duty last minute. So that'd stress me out.
Yeah, so
I don't know why.
That sometimes
but that's not, like
happen.
I said, it's not a trauma thing. That to me, it's just something that's in me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like I said, I don't like to say, I've got autism, because obviously I have no idea if I've never been diagnosed. But obviously since Luna, I don't know if you feel like, since Luna's going through all that, I see traits in her or the symptoms, and I'm like, I've got that. Like, So I do think, I think that's more. I do get a bit.
But touching back, obviously, a little bit on the abuse, what would you say to a younger self, you that are being abused at this moment in time? What would you say to that person?
I do find that hard, because I feel like a lot of people get asked that.
Okay.
But I just think everyone is always going to say, leave. But I remember someone told me they were like, they was in an abusive relationship and previously, and they said, you're not going to leave. There is a point. I'm going to get upset.
Don't get upset.
There's a point where you will wake up and you'll just be like, what am I doing? And I felt like that. It's true. And no one else. And even though obviously I'd say to someone now, if you're in that relationship, just leave. But obviously everyone would say that, but you're never gonna, because it is, you're brainwashed. You are genuinely brainwashed, because so many outsiders looking in like, why would anyone do that? But I think that's why people don't believe it, because they're like, well, why would you stay? Because you personally don't feel like you would stay in that. But it's like, it's over time. They weren't obviously like that when the first day you met them.
No.
Obviously they like lure you in, don't they? And then you get trapped, and you think you can't live without that person. And there is a time when you will just wake up one day and just be like, this isn't for me.
No.
This is not for me.
Joke, yeah.
This is just, I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. You just need to break away. And I think more and more, like the technology side, because people now are online so much. Because I think to myself, I wonder if, it probably sounds ridiculous, but when you see videos on TikTok, people, and they're like, talk about the relationship, and everyone's commenting saying, that's actually really bad. Why have they done that? Man or woman, like, that's actually not nice to do.
Yeah.
I think, would I then be like, oh, do you know what? This isn't actually right.
So
do you know what I mean?
The more advice you got,
I feel like the more it's out there and spoken about, the better, because I don't feel like social media wasn't massive when at that time.
Yeah.
And I think now, if you see it and you see stuff like that, you sort of think, oh, yeah, that's not right, actually.
No.
Because you don't think it's that bad.
No.
Until you start telling people after, and they're like,
that's not right. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Love you. So yeah, I mean, you're a very strong lady now, a very strong woman. I mean,
Yeah, don't take no shit.
You are.
Don't take no shit.
I know. I'm scared of you now.
Don't say that.
What are you most proud of in regards to us two and what we've achieved so far?
So obviously not including the children.
Yeah, because that'd be a big thing. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Well, the gym, obviously.
The gym's a big one,
But
yeah.
it's hard that because I still feel like it's ours.
Yes.
I feel like I feel weird calling it my gym.
Yeah, but it's
like,
your gym, innit?
I feel like I'm an employee.
No. You are, you're going to
get sacked. Yeah. You try. Yeah, it's just, it is strange.
It's like that saying that you always
what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. Yeah.
It's true though, like the gym is yours. And I say this to you, I think what I try and do is make it very clear that the gym is yours. If you said to me, let's do this, let's do that, can we take the gym this way? Can we attempt to do that? Can I do nutrition? Can I do personal? 100%.
Oh yeah, like, yeah, 100%. Definitely.
You know that you've got that backing.
But I think because I'm not at the minute, like I haven't, obviously I'm not a personal trainer, I don't have that, like them sort of qualifications. I think that's what makes me feel like.
It's like you just working shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because obviously when we first opened the gym, I was obviously had a job, a part-time job, and it was, we weren't married, we didn't have Luna. Obviously we were together a while, like we were still together within a relationship, but it was more like, maybe it was more yours when we first opened, like it was your gym on it really. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
So I think that's maybe that's why. But yeah, because when I'm like, oh, gym owner, like that appointment with them, they're like, oh, gym owner, and I was like,
oh yeah.
Like, I never know what to put on the job description. I'm like, what am I? Stay at home mum.
Well, yeah. I mean, you are a gym owner. You are a partner, a joint partner within the whole gym.
Yeah.
You are also the lead partner in the wellness studio upstairs, which, again, we both own everything and build everything. But I think it's quite nice that you take the front and lead on that. And obviously, it's your thing. If you think something's working best upstairs in the studio, then we'll run with that. So it's nice.
Yeah, like we both make decisions. There's decisions.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been fantastic chatting. I think it's been really important for the podcast and the episodes to give content to what we do, to our relationship, to what you've been through, what I've been through, and for other people to maybe engage in. Obviously, this kind of stuff doesn't build and grow on its own. It's the people that watch it, the likes, the shares, the comments, and the support that we receive and you receive. But the reason we're doing it, the hard truths, is to be truthful, to be as open and as honest as possible, not just in ourselves and talk about us, but other aspects, and hopefully bring on other guests so they can either talk about their life lessons or their business and kind of bring them into the fold as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and that's episode 2 of Hard Truths. See you in a bit.